Hello everyone. So in this video again we'll be taking a look at a very important question. But these questions are those which we have seen in the previous years along many recruitment exams conducted by a lot of the private companies, be it tech giants or companies pertaining to the core sectors. So various placement recruitment drive for any kind of company, be it tech giants like Google, Microsoft, or Amazon, or any kind of service provider, service based company, or IT based company like Wipro, IBM, TechM, etc., or TCS for that matter, or be it any kind of core company for mechanical, electronics, or say civil, they have an aptitude test during their recruitment process wherein they check the capabilities of various aspirants as far as the aptitude section is concerned. So the questions that we'll be discussing in this video series are a part which have are part of the previous year papers of such recruitment drives that we have seen across multiple years. So with that said, let's start off our video. The core intention of video would be to simply generalize the entire concept behind the aptitude section of this exams and give you a brief idea as to what kind of questions that you can accept in this kind of examination or the aptitude section of the test as well. So with that said, let's start off with the first question. So the question be, two vessels contain mixture of milk and water in the ratio 8 is to 1 and 1 is to 5 respectively. The content of both these are mixed in a specific ratio into a third vessel. Okay. How much mixture must be drawn from the second vessel to fill the third vessel, capacity being 26 gallon completely, in order for that the resulting mixture be half milk and half water. Okay, so if we take a look at both of them, so vessel A, let be vessel B, and this be the result final mixture vessel C. So here milk, water, milk, water, and finally milk, water. Okay, so now if we take a look here, milk and water ratio are 8 is to 1. Okay, here milk and water ratio is 1 is to 5, and here the milk and water basically resulting in half milk and half water. Okay, so the ratio being 1 is to 1. Okay, now how much mixture must be drawn from the second vessel to fill the third vessel? The capacity of this particular quantity being 26 gallons. Okay, so that is the finally the mixture has to be somewhere around 13 liter and 13 liter. So that's our final mixture that what we should be having. Now if we take a look at this, okay, so what we can do is basically we can figure out the total quantity of milk in all this. So here if we consider the quantity of milk or the fraction of milk with respect to the entire solution, it comes out to be 8 by 9. Here if we consider the total fraction of milk with respect to the entire solution, it comes out to be 1 by 6, and here if we consider the fraction of milk with respect to the entire solution, it's 1 by 2. Now let me write the all these fractions. Let me take the LCM of this and this, and rewrite all this proportion of the milk. So fraction LCM will be 18, so 80, so this can be written as milk can be written as 16 by 18. Yes, we can write it in this way. Again here we can write it as 18, 6 3 are 18, so we'll multiply this by 3. Okay, again this one 2 9 are 18, so this can be written as 9. I hope this much is clear. So this is the entire proportion. We have just represented this in a similar terms. Okay, so now if we take a look at the milk again, say A B, okay, we have 16 by 18, we have 3 by 18, and finally we need 9 by 18. Okay, by allegation if we solve, here we have finally 7 by 18, we subtracted this 2 and now we'll subtract this 2, so it will give me 6 by 18. So this is basically, now we have the ratio A is to B being 6 by 18 is to 7 by 18. which means A, so mixture in solution, vessel A is to vessel B is nothing but 6 is to 7 in the ratio. So now total we have 26. So therefore if we only look to find the content of the mixture that has gone into the total in C, as far as B from container B, all we need to do is B part is 7, total part is 13, 7 plus 6 is 13 into total liquids stream. So if we calculate C, that is 14 gallon, which is a final answer. So we simply used a simple method of alligation to solve this particular question. So hopefully this thing is clear. So that's it. Let's move to the second question. So the second question pertaining is to stream and boat. So let's take a look. Ajay takes thrice as long to row against the stream as to row the same distance in favor of the stream. Okay. The ratio speed of boat in stream, still water and stream is, so basically the time against the stream will simply be against the stream will is simply means upstream, and favor of the stream is downstream. So here it is given that Ajay thrice as long against the stream. So time taken in upstream will be 3 times the time taken in downstream. Now we know from the relation that distance equal to speed into time. So if distance is fixed, so we can actually write speed is inversely proportional to time. So if upstream, now T upstream by T downstream, the time is in the ratio 3:1. So which will be equal to speed downstream by speed upstream, just the inverse. So let me do one thing. Speed downstream, let that be x. So therefore speed upstream will be 3x. Okay. So now it's given that 3 times the ratio. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me simply take out the ratio of the same. Okay. So upstream by downstream. So if we consider the upstream speed, that would simply be distance equal to speed by time. So speed x plus x. So if we consider downstream this one, speed of the boat, we can simply figure it out in this way, and speed of the boat in still water and in stream. Okay. So again what we have here is 3x minus x. This is for upstream. Okay. So I hope this much is clear. Let's cancel this. So this is 4x to 2x. So the resultant give us 2 is to 1, which is our final answer. I hope this is clear as far as the process concerned towards solving the same. We simply used this particular formula to come to our conclusion. So with that said, let's move to the third question. The third question is again pertaining to boats and streams. So let's take a look. A boat takes 30 hours for traveling downstream from point A to point B and coming back to point C midway between A and B. If the velocity of the stream is 2 km per hour and speed of the boat in still water is 15 km per hour, find the distance between A and B. Okay, so let's try. So velocity of the stream, let S be the velocity of the stream, which is given as 2 km per hour. Okay, and speed of the boat, so B, here it's given 15 km per hour. And now let's try to understand the trajectory of the boat. Okay, so this is the boat itself. say this is point A, this is point B. 30 hours for traveling downstream. So it is going downstream, okay, in favor of the current from A to B and coming back to C midway. So initially, let this distance be D, okay. So it goes downstream from my bad A to B, it goes downstream this way. Initially it goes from here to here and then it comes again here. This is the midpoint, that is this particular distance will be D by 2, okay, and this point being C. So in total it takes time equal to 30 hours. Okay, so initially the boat travels a distance of D, this is downstream, and then later on the boat travels a distance of D by 2, which is upstream. So I hope this is clear as far as what we have done. So now if we take a look at the speed in speed downstream, it will simply be 2 plus 15, that is 17 kilometer per hour, and speed upstream will be 13 kilometer. 2 minus 3, we already know that, kilometer per hour. So we have that. Now let me do one thing. Let us first consider the case for downstream. Let me just brief you out on this. We have the formula equal distance equal to speed into time. So therefore time will be given by distance by speed. So initially the boat travels d distance. Here d distance downstream. So we take d and downstream speed being 17. And then boat travels d by 2 distance upstream. I hope this is clear, and that both these are the representation of time. So this will be 30 hours. So if we solve the same, d by 17 plus d by 26 will give us 30 hours. So LCM of 17 and 36 will be 17 into 26, 26d plus 17d, so it comes out with 43d. 43d equal to 30. Now therefore if we calculate the value of d, it will simply be 30 into 17 into 26 divided by 43, and if we calculate the same, what we have is 308.37 kilometers or 308 kilometers, which is our answer. So I hope this is clear to you how we came about with the solution of the same. So with that said, we have come to the end of our video. So kindly go through all the 3 questions that we have discussed in the video and try to go through the same as many times. Feel free to go through the same as many times as you can, so that you can get a better idea of the concepts involved in solving the same. So kindly also try to solve this video on your own, so that you can get a better idea or better grasp on how we came about with the solution, and use this video as a reference medium for the same as well. So with that said, we've come to the end of the video. So I'm signing out. Thank you so much.